Daniel lived in Babylon, a magnificent and powerful city in ancient times. Known for his outstanding wisdom and strong faith, he was deeply trusted and respected by King Darius. Although he was working for a foreign government, Daniel never abandoned his worship of God. 3 times a day, he opened his window facing Jerusalem and knelt down to pray with devotion. This was not only a personal habit, but also a symbol of his unwavering loyalty to God in an idolatrous environment. His honesty and efficiency in his work made King Darius want to give him the authority over the entire kingdom, something that many people envied. It was this deep faith that led Daniel to enter the life and death test later. Daniel's success and prestige made many of his officials feel threatened. Unable to find any fault in his work or morality, they decided to target his religious faith, the one thing they knew Daniel would never abandon. Together, they conspired to craft a cunning plan, presenting King Darius with a new edict. For 30 days, no one was to pray or make a request to any god or man, except the king himself. Convinced by this false devotion, the king enacted the law, unaware that it was a trap aimed at his loyal subject. It was a plot disguised as false loyalty, with the purpose of removing Daniel from his exalted position. When Daniel heard about the decree banning prayer, he did not hesitate or try to escape. Instead, he opened his window, knelt down, and prayed as usual. This was not an act of defiance against King Darius's authority, but a demonstration of absolute loyalty to God. The officials who were spying on him soon caught him praying and immediately reported the matter to the king. Darius, realizing the truth behind the plot, was deeply hurt but could not change the law he had issued. He was forced to carry out the sentence, knowing that the person he trusted most was being harmed. Daniel's steadfastness in this critical moment shows a faith that cannot be broken, even when death in the lion's den was in sight. Although he was the one who issued the decree, King Darius did not expect that it would be used as a tool of betrayal. When Daniel was sentenced, the king felt deep remorse and pain. Before ordering him to be thrown into the lion's den, he could only pray that Daniel's God would come to his rescue. The heart of that powerful king at that moment no longer thought of fame or law, but was filled with worry for a person he respected like a family member. That night, Darius did not sleep. He wandered around the palace, his heart heavy. There was no music, no banquet, only torment and anxious waiting for dawn. This action clearly demonstrated the bond between a king and his loyal servant, beyond law and status. As Daniel was lowered into the lion's den, the wild beasts roared and paced around him as if preparing to tear their prey to pieces. But amidst the darkness and danger, something miraculous happened. A strange peace filled the cave. God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths, making them as docile as sheep. Daniel did not fear or tremble. He stood there, steadfast in faith, as if protected by an invisible power. All night long, not a claw or a roar touched him. This story is a testament to God's presence in the midst of danger when man is no longer able to save himself. Faith is the bridge to the great miracle. As soon as the first light appeared, King Darius rushed to the lion's den, his heart pounding with fear and fragile hope. He called Daniel's name, his voice trembling. From underground came a steady voice. "My king, my God has sent his angel and I am not harmed." Relief and joy filled King Darius. He immediately gave orders to pull Daniel out. The man emerged from the den of death without a scratch. The event was not only a miracle, but also a triumph of absolute trust in God. While human laws can lead to death, God's protection can transcend all limits of reality. Not allowing the deception to continue, King Darius immediately ordered the execution of those who had plotted against Daniel. They and their families were thrown into the lion's den, where the beasts were no longer restrained by the angel's hand. The retribution came swiftly and decisively, demonstrating the king's justice and the severity needed to protect what was right. After this incident, King Darius not only restored Daniel's honor but also issued a new decree. Throughout the kingdom, everyone was to fear and respect Daniel's God. This was no longer a foreign dynasty ruling over a Jew, but the mark of inner conversion from a powerful king, one who had witnessed firsthand the power and loyalty that transcended death.